Twitch chat War Dog message over. Welcome back, guys, to day 6 of Zhongjong. Or let's play Zhongjong, rather. Let's roleplay Zhongjong. Good lord, get with it, man. Alright, let's give you guys a live scene. If it will do live. Come on, there we go. Excellent, right. Ryan is indeed first. I'm a little quiet. Hokey do. Let me have a look at that. Hopefully this will be a little bit better. Ryan's first, Sarah's second, Carl is in third. Welcome to the stream, guys. And welcome to anybody who's lurking or maybe watching this VOD after the fact. We are, of course, continuing our Let's Roleplay Zhongjong campaign. Should have a listen instead of a look. I'm confused. Be going into lurk mode soon for dinner, Cal. No worries, buddy. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate the lurks too. Alright, we are going to be picking up our Zhongjong Let's Roleplay campaign, guys, with sponsor and officer in effect, and as far as I can recall, we still have one available for sponsorship, which is Shu Rao. Zhongjong, of course, unavailable because that is the faction leader. Yin Li, sponsored by Real Lu Zhong, sponsored by Sarah. Song Chen, sponsored by David. Shun Yu, sponsored by Doomsday. One of these days I'm going to know which one it actually is. God damn it. Yeah, it is Doomsday. I knew that. Jujun, sponsored by Tyler, or Deadpool. Shu Rao, available. Gan Ning, sponsored by Ryan. And Tai Shut Sir, sponsored by Cow. Sarah's going to be lurking for most of today as well. Thank you very much for the lurks, honey. Alright, let's do a very brief recap. We're currently at war with Wang Lan Lan and with Gongsun Zan. Wang Lan Lan is under siege by Zhongjong's army, and Gongsun Zan is reeling from a couple of defeats at the hands of Shun Yu and Lu Zhong's forces. No, we're not fucked. We're pretty much, that's won. It's just a question of when they fall. We've just defeated two massive armies here, so this path is pretty much open. Sun Xiao does have an army down here, which is an issue, but not one that we can't best. And of course, everybody remember how pissed off we are with Gongsun Zan. Because once, for like the 4th time, if not the 5th, he broke a treaty with us. Alright, they weren't all treaties that were in his favour, but that's not the point. The point is, he broke them, and we swore we were going to destroy him. So this turn is probably over. As always, guys, remember that 3 dots in the chat means you've got something long to say about something, and you don't want me to move on before you've said it. If I see the 3 dots, I will wait. And again, as always, even if you're an officer who's an administrator or in court, it's about roleplay influence. So anything near your character, you can attempt to influence, and it depends on the other players and the situation about whether or not you manage to succeed. But I'm going to end this turn because we will have finished it last time, and we are going to proceed. I think we're missing quite a few of the sponsors so far. Cal and Sarah both in lurk mode. I haven't seen David, which is unusual. Tao Ying declared war on the Duchy of Wei, so Cao Cao has become a duchy. We gained a clay axe ancillary. Li Ru is actually in the recruitment pool. Rill's at work, yeah. Rill's usually at work. I don't expect to see Rill. But yeah, it's quite unusual not to have David in the chat. Maybe he's just a little bit late today. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to start off with assessing Zhongjong's situation, since that's my situation. I think we'll continue sieging for another turn at least. Usurps command of army. I mean, you could attempt to do that, Ryan. Gan Ning is Shun Yu's captain at the minute. If you want to make a case for actually trying to do that, then you can try and convince me of why Gan Ning would be capable of that. And if you convince me, then maybe it'll happen. In the meantime, we have somewhat of a problem because unless Sarah's here and not lurking, we don't have any of the sponsors from Lu Zhong's army in the stream. And we've never had that situation since creating our second army. I'm thinking in that situation that I will just take command until one of the sponsors turns up, because we can't afford to have that army do nothing for an entire stream if they aren't here. So I'm going to take control of Lu Zhong. Essentially, we'll be saying that they're responding to orders that they've received. Am I back at court or still working, Cal? You are... You're still on an assignment. You can be recalled from that assignment if you wish to be, but right now you are on an assignment. Joe thinks David might be sleeping. Stayed up pretty late last night trying to tweak new visual mods. Okay. Thank you very much for letting me know, Joe. Thank you for joining the stream as well, buddy. Welcome, welcome. How's your Monday going? Right. We're going to have Lu Zhong's army move out of encamp mode. And they are going to advance down the Yanmen Pass towards Gongsun Zan's lands. Gan Ning has carved out his life through cunning and military prowess, from bandit to nobility. However, I have faith in Shun Yu, so I will not try to out him. But if he is busy, I would like to make decisions in his stead. That happens anyway, Ryan. If he's not here, and you're the second in command of the forces, so we'll do what we did with David when Sarah wasn't here last week. You kind of make those decisions, although it looks to me like Shun Yu just arrived. Hey Doomsday, how you doing? We're just on the first turn. Zhongjiang is still besieging Wang Lan Lan. Lu Zhong's forces are moving east. And then we have your forces in Yanmen that are not currently doing anything. How did the move go, Joe? Yeah, I'm pretty much all settled. As long as this stream goes well, I think everything's going to be perfect. This is like peak internet time, and internet and streams is the only thing that I was still a bit worried about. We got fully settled in. Well, I guess it depends when. The first time I slept in my room was Saturday night. The first time I got food in my cupboards was yesterday. And the first time that I turned the PC and TV on was today. So after that, there's nothing else to do. Doomsday, doing good. Ryan, request to fill out my retinue. Fill out my retinue. Ryan would like to fill out his retinue when the opportunity and funding are available. I think that has to somewhat go through Doomsday, Ryan. Retinue of able-bodied warriors. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to leave Shun Yu in Yanmen unless instructed otherwise, because it's not an army that we rely on. Like, I can't afford to have Lu Zhong's army doing nothing, so I will take command of it, but unless I'm told that Shun Yu wants to move, I'm assuming his force is going to remain defensive. We do also have a lot of potential builds. Shun Yu completely agrees with Gan Ning. I would like 3 cavalry. The rest I am happy to leave to Shun Yu's decision. Well, we can more or less afford to start recruiting things, so let's have a look at it. You currently have 2 mounted Lancer militia, which are the worst shock cavalry unit, obviously, because you start with them. You can recruit mounted Lancer militia, Lance cavalry, Raider Cavalry, and then in the melee cavalry category you can get Mounted Saber Militia too. But what's the strength of Raider? I think it depends what you mean by strength. Their base damage is 10, AP damage is 43, compared to your Mounted Lancer Militia where they're 28 on both. So essentially Mounted Lancer Militia adds up to 56, they add up to 53. So overall Mounted Lancer Militia do a smidge more damage, but Raider Cav do more AP damage. What's the strength of Raider? They can throw shit. Can they? I don't think they can. Oh, the other thing with Raider Cav is if they're idle, they will burn down nearby buildings, which most other units won't do. I'm going to let you guys think about it, because I don't want to spend too long sitting and speculating about decisions. So I'm going to move the game on another turn. Kong Rong wants a non-aggression pact if we pay him 97 copper. I'm alright. Get your opinions in, simple yes or no's. I'm going no so far, because I think it's a bad deal. I'm not afraid of him. But let me know what you guys think. Yes or no? I would be happy to stick to the Lancers until there's funding available to upgrade to better cav, primarily used as hammer and anvil. Well, we'll see what your general thinks, Ryan. 30 seconds to get responses in about this treaty, and then I'm just going to say no anyway. Cal says no. Ryan says nay. I mean, at this point we've got 3 no's and no yeses, so I'm just going to proceed. Lurk mode engaged by Cal. Have a good tea or dinner, Cal. Alright, 4,000 against 2,500. Yijin Li Ting. Han Hao. How old is she? She's 58. Holy shit. He's 44. You know what? We only have one sponsored officer in this army, which is Yin Li, and I know that Ril's not here. So I'm thinking that we're just going to auto-resolve this one, or delegate rather. We do take medium casualties, but Zhongjiang actually has a long march ahead of her anyway, so she's got plenty of time to do that. I think we'll fill in your retinue when the nation is stabilised and there is income into the treasury. I mean, depends how much you want, because there is income. We'll take the replenishment. It's a small city, which means it's going to cost us 2 food. I'll reduce the settlement size for 2.5 extra grand. 2.5 extra grand? Is that even a way of saying that? Liu Bei, Liu Biao, Liu Bei and Liu Dai. There's some stuff going on. Wang Lan Lan has been destroyed. We've secured Shi He Commandery. Gained a wooden fish. Killed Han Hao. Alright, we're going to need to repair these buildings. Alright, we do actually have an extra assignment available, but we don't have anybody to do it. We've only got one character at court, which is Taishutsu, and he's already on an assignment. We've got 7,000 in the bank. I'm tempted to go and look at who's recruitable. Li Ru, but he's 59. It's a shame because he's pretty darn good. Alright, what have we got? There's quite a few actually. Dongzhuo is 70, and he's Dongzhuo, so he's pretty much a no. Feng Shi is 29, Gao Sheng is 30, Jing Pei 24, Li Ru 59, Wei Juan Meng 40, Cai Pingning 57, Chung Chiang 33, and Wang Fu 33. I think we need some new blood. And the youngest one on the board here is Jing Pei. Although he's just started fighting for Gongsun Zan like last year, who we're at war with. He's quite probably a spy. So I definitely don't want him. I think the next youngest was the next youngest is Feng Shi, who's 29. Only just started fighting for Liu Biao, which again is not a good sign, so I'm going to skip him. And then I think Gao Sheng is the next one. Gao Sheng's been fighting for Cao Cao for a couple of years, so still not very long. But you know, the other thing with like spies is if they reach max satisfaction in the faction that they're in, they defect anyway. And I'm definitely not good at spies, but I feel like every time I've recruited somebody just to send them as a spy, which is what this might be, like maybe he's just joined Gongsun Zan and been sent here as a spy immediately, right? It might also be that he joined Gongsun Zan and immediately hated it and left, or got kicked out or something. But whenever I've sent one of those characters to spy on someone, they almost always end up defecting to the other faction, because their satisfaction in that faction ends up maxed, and their satisfaction with me is really small because they don't have any bonds or loyalties or anything like that to my faction. So I guess what I'm getting at is, even though Jing Pei is quite likely a spy for Gongsun Zan, he's not likely to have any connections with Gongsun Zan, and therefore, like, he's not likely to be that hard to flip, I guess is what I'm saying. Bear in mind, until we get a third retinue, may be short on infantry. I believe your retinue is mostly archers. Yep, that's why we both have 2 inf. That doesn't offer us a lot of flexibility with regards to inf. Nope, but the nation can't handle a third retinue, just need to work with what we've got. You guys obviously having a debate. We've got 7,000. Oh, I thought it was going to ask me if I was sure, but it didn't. So we've just recruited Jing Pei. But we still got 6,000 in the treasury anyway. Now, we could send Jing Pei on an assignment, and his options are supervised construction, surplus markets, and bandit patrols. I'm tempted income from commerce and industry. Oh, it does deplete our food reserves in that commandery. You know what? I'm going to send Jing Pei to do surplus markets in Taiyuan. Zhang's going to instruct him to do that. That's not what I want. Okay, no, we're not taxing anyone either. Right. I'm not seeing... right, Lu Zheng, actually. We need to move. So we're going to press her up to the border. And then that's probably going to be it for the winter, unless anybody gives me a few dots here. Guys, if you are lurking or if you're new to the channel, remember that we are doing Sponsor an Officer, which means you can select any officer from our list that's not already sponsored and you guide their career. You choose their skills when they level up. You decide whether you want them to be a military or a civil officer. You try and influence the faction. You can put your opinion in on faction decisions, which everybody can do, but people with sponsored officers get a bit more weight to theirs. Ryan and, well, Gan Ning and Shun Yu seem to still be going back and forth on whether they can get more troops. Tai Yuan's public order is actually decreasing. So Jing Pei is going to arrive with instructions to build a grain silo, I think. How full are the troops in the army? I assume you mean your army. It looks like next turn all of your units will be fully replenished. I'm going to proceed forward though, because we've been in the winter for long enough. Gongsun Zan wants peace and will give us Zhongshan livestock farm. I'm gonna wait for opinions on this, guys. What do you think? Notably, he is inferior to us. Probably only because we beat 2 of his armies. No more ink, only blood. I believe 3 would be... You know what? That's going in the quotes channel, Ryan. No more ink, only blood. Kill the fool. Right, he's getting rejected. Ooh, there is an army in Yanmen. Alright. We're not bothered about that or that. I do just want to have a look at these new guys that have joined the pool. 45, 28, 51. Mei Chung is 28. Is he... He's genuinely a legendary character. Interesting. Arrogant, trusting and friendly. He's bounced around a fair bit. Level 4 Legendary Sentinel. I'm considering recruiting this guy, guys. Let me know your thoughts on that before the end of this turn. He's 28, he's a legendary level 4 Sentinel. We are going to get Zhongzhang on the move back towards the east. And then let's take a look at this army. It is Zhuozi Hangba with Wang Xiang and Handan Yingping. Okay, no more new hiring. We're heading for that lumberyard. Move, then muster where we stop. Are you guys finalized on that? Are you guys moving out? Is that what you want to do? We are going to have a problem in Taiyuan in 8 turns. Either way, I agree we follow Lu Zhong. No more hiring. Okay, looks like you guys are following Lu Zhong, so I'll beeline you down Yanmen Pass. Right, what is the lumberyard's garrison? Pretty big. Right. I am going to push Lu Zhong's army this far through the forest and then encamp, because their army's not strong enough to take us on, but with the garrison backing them up, that is quite formidable. We are still in friendly lands. We could pull in the retinues and try and get some men mustered while we catch up. Follow Lu Zhong. If we're still in the borders, Cluffix, hire another couple of troops of your choice. Well, you're still within our borders because the border's there. So, Ryan, what do you want in your retinue? Since that seems to be what Shun Yu is asking for. Another Lancer Cavalry. Do you mean the militia or the Lance Cavalry? Because your 2 at the minute are militia. So you saying another makes me think you mean them, but the fact that you're saying Lance Cavalry makes me think you mean them. They actually do exactly the same damage. The militia are faster by a little bit. Speed is this bottom right one. But the cavalry have better armor percentage and better melee charge and slightly better morale. So that's the difference between the militia and the professional lancers, is militia are faster, but professional lancers have a tiny bit more morale, slightly better melee charge and more armor. We likely won't get the full unit in time to justify the money. Okay. One more Lancer Militia. Did you want anything else? G Militia. Okay. 3 units of G Militia. Since Ryan said the rest infantry of your choice. Okie-do. Rest G Militia. That's actually a good choice, because I didn't say this last time when David and Sarah were deciding their army makeup. They have no spears. Zip. Alright, we need to pick a reform as well. Satisfaction for Sentinels, income from industry, and unlocks Pearl Dragons. Blast Furnaces. I'm going to get that. Because we've got quite a few Sentinels, including the one that might be a spy. So why not improve his satisfaction? What is forged in fire returns from the flames stronger than before. Blast Furnaces. And that actually upped our income by about 200. Alright, and it's spring, so we will do our save. And we will proceed. Yuan Tan. Wants military access, but we have to give him a whole lot of stuff. No. Robert1234CZ, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the doghouse, buddy. If you are a lurker, feel free to ignore this next question. If you're not a lurker, how's your Monday going? Gongsun Zan requested Liu Dai join the war against Zhongjiang. And Liu Biao. Okay, we have an ultimatum here. Ultimatum, administratorship. You have ignored my considerable talents for too long, even though I am undoubtedly deserving of an administrator's position in your court. Grant me jurisdiction over one of our commanderies, or I shall seek another warlord who will better value my services. Gan Ning. We only have two options, pay him or ignore him. Paying him costs us 500 copper. The Chancellor is not about Doomsday, no. I mean, I'm going to pay him because we've got the money and I don't want to lose him, especially not because he's Ryan's character. You have other plans for this enthusiastic individual. You decided to subdue their aspirations, for now, with a bribe. We've gained a wooden dog. Right, let's just have a look. Liu Biao, who's down here, and Liu Dai, who is here, just got pulled into the war with us. I don't think they're a massive problem, just something that we should maybe be aware of, them coming up the Yellow River and attacking us in the west. Alright, Zhongjiang is going to continue moving. Their army is becoming slightly bigger. I think that's the second time I've made that demand. I'm going to be richer than the Chancellor at this rate. You might be. I'm going to have Lu Zhong hold her position where she's at right now. What have they got? They've got a single army, for all intents and purposes, that's 3 retinues. Plus 4. So they've got 4.5 retinues, basically. Which means with Shun Yu's additional force, we would be equal to them in strength. So Lu Zhong is going to hold her ground, because she's not strong enough right now to take on Yanmen. I would suggest just in the border on our side, squeeze another turn of mustering out, and we should be able to get up and support next turn. Shun Yu agrees. Alright, that's your guys' plan then. So just inside the border is there. Ah, you see, you made a rookie mistake. It's not just replenishment, you were mustering, and mustering actually happens quicker than replenishment. But it only happens if you don't move from where you recruited the units. So now it's going to take 5 turns to get those units fully replenished. It might have taken 1 or 2 with the mustering bonus. Something to be aware of. How's Taiyuan doing? It's still on its way downwards. How am I supposed to know that I don't play this game? I just told you that. I don't mean for then, I mean for next time. That's why I told you. What would it cost us? 4,000. We need to get Taiyuan under control. Yeah, it'd probably be better to get what forces we have in range to support either way. Agreed. But I think that's all we can do for this turn, so we're going to move on. The Duchy of Wei wants to form a coalition, but we have to pay for it quite heftily. Defender's Leather, Heirloom Spear, Jade Sculptor, 10 food per turn for 10 turns, 138 copper per turn for 10 turns, and 856 up front. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Hey. Yeah, we're going to say no to that, I think. It's not a good deal. Or it's an expensive deal. Oh yeah, I forgot we were at war with Martung as well. Gongsun Zan's been called in against the Yellow Turbans. Oh, I was going to try and recruit that dude, wasn't I? Is he still in the list? He is. He's now 29. Chong Diao is 27. Arrogant, trusting, friendly. I don't know. We might pick up Mei Chung at some point. Zhongzhang's still on the move. I'm gonna force march her just to give her a turn of boosting Tai Yuan's public order back the other way. See, that gives it +4. What do you do? Increased income. Lower corruption on that side. What is our corruption? 4% here. Interesting. Probably not a decision for right now though. Time to push for Yanmen. You can actually just get onto the edge of it with your movement. Or can you? No, I don't think you can. I think Shunyu, Doomsday, you're going to have to move into the enemy territory first and then support. Like, I don't think... That's not going to be close enough to support an attack. So are you going to cross the border into their territory or stay in ours and continue mustering these 4 units? Have we got... No, we haven't got any free assignments. What assignments can Shu Rao do? In fact, Yin Li is 49, and I usually retire non-generals at 50, and Rill usually works during streams, so I'm highly tempted to switch out some of Zhongzhang's forces here. How long before these two come back? Is there a way to see? Don't know if there is. Oh, there is. Taishitsu's got another 11 turns. Jinpei's got another 3 turns. Yes, cross, says Shunyu. Alright, I'm going to move you up behind Lu Zhong's camp, and then I'm going to encamp you as well. You know what? I'm going to put a decision out here. It's going to be something of a council decision because, you know, Rill's not here and neither is the Chancellor. Zhongzhang's army is currently her, Yin Li, who is 49, and Shu Rao, who's 29, right? And we've got 2 guys that are in at court. They're currently both doing assignments, but they're at court. Taishitsu and Jinpei. Normally, the way that I use military officers is at 50 years old, if they are not going to be a general, I retire them. and generals get to 60 years old. So basically what I want is 20 years old to 30-ish, 35, you're probably going to be in this slot. Then hopefully somebody above you leaves the army for whatever reason and you get bumped up at about 30, 35, 40 to the captain slot. At 50, you really should either be coming out of the captain slot and getting your own army, or just going back to court. For several reasons. Number one, it weirds me out that 50-year-old men are running around on the battlefield. And it's a sensible age in roleplay terms to retire them. Number two, it gives a chance for younger characters to get into the army and earn XP, both roleplay XP and physical in-game XP to level them up. And number three, which kind of ties into that second one, from 50 years old, there's an ever-increasing chance that this character will die of old age anyway, and will therefore no longer be of any use to the faction. Aren't I like 50? Hi Tom, do you mean me, or do you mean Zhongjiang the character? She's 37, she starts the game as young as they can. She's 18 at the start. If you mean me, then fuck you. So yeah, basically I'm considering with Zhongjiang being in Taiyuan, recalling Jing Pei from his assignment, recalling Yin Li from the army, and then essentially moving Shu Rao to captain and Jing Pei into the lieutenant slot for Zhongjiang's army. I'm 29. Fuck you. Hope Boulder. I can't understand English, but ask, do you teaching it how to playing game? I think your question is, am I giving a tutorial? And the answer is no, but I'm happy to try and talk through things that people would like to ask about the game. Ambush stance in the north, Doomsday. I need to know that sort of thing before you move, usually. Fortunately, you have enough movement left to switch back to ambush from in camp. So I'll do that. So yeah, Council, what do you think? Do you think we should retire Yin Li from military service? I mean, he can still do civil stuff and assignments and take positions. But do we retire Yin Li from military service and replace him with Jing Pei? Because if we are going to do that, I need to recall Jing Pei this turn so that he's available next turn. They're both Sentinels. Yin Li is 49, Jing Pei is 25. Yin Li is rank 3, Jing Pei is rank 4. I think we should also because Ril isn't in here much. I mean, even if Ril was here, I might still propose it, but if Ril was like, no, I want to stay in the army, then I'd probably let him stay in the army. But as he's not here as much, I'm trying to treat him more like any normal officer. Jing Pei should take that spot, okay. Alright, we're going to recall Yin Li. In fact, no we're not. We're going to recall Jing Pei first. Where is he? Taiyuan. There we go. So next turn Jing Pei will return to the capital and be available to recruit. Right. Taiyuan also could improve its buildings here. Although it would cost us basically all of our money, so no, I'm actually not going to do that. Lady Wu is offering peace if we give her a bunch of stuff. No, because I'm not even threatened by her, so I'm not giving her a bunch of stuff. Don't even need to debate it. That is a Liu Biao army. In fact, that is 2 Liu Biao armies. Told you we needed to watch out for them. Spy captured! Jingpei! Hello! So it turns out Jingpei was a spy, and we have actually... I've never seen this screen before. Wow. So he was a spy for Gongsun Zan, which I kinda had that pegged. He's disloyal, defiant, and handsome. We have several options. David's here! Welcome to the stream, David. I knew it as well, Ryan, but what do we do with him? That's the thing. David, we hired a new character called Jingpei, suspecting that he might be a spy for Gongsun Zan, and it's just been confirmed that he is. So now we have options. So we can execute him, we can release him, which I think just sends him back to Gongsun Zan. We can employ him, which means make him one of our officers and he's definitely no longer a spy. Or we can release him as a counter-spy, which is send him back to Gongsun Zan, but he's actually now a spy for us. I'm not 100% Ryan, but I believe after this screen, because it's told you he's a spy, right? So like if you employ him and he's still a spy, that seems like unfair. If the game's like, this character's a spy, do you want to keep him or not? And you say yeah, then the game's like, heh heh heh, he's still a spy. Like, no, it would, like, I've honestly never seen this screen before, so I feel like the fact that it's shown us this screen means this is now the final. This is final. If we already spent money, I'd employ. I mean, I'm honestly not interested in executing him myself, and I think releasing him is weird to send him back to Gongsun Zan with no stipulations. However, I would employ him, but I'm also tempted to release him as a counter-spy, which means he becomes our spy in Gongsun Zan's faction, because we send him back. He knows too much. What does he know? He's only been here like 2 turns. I'm so tempted to send him back as a counter-spy. I mean, we know by his traits that he's disloyal and defiant. And handsome, but I'm not sure if that has any relevance. Exactly, David. Like, I feel like taking on a spy who you know is a spy and you also know is disloyal is kind of foolish. However, sending a disloyal and defiant spy back to his master to spy for us, like, I feel like knowing that he's disloyal means we know that he will spy for us against Gongsun Zan. If that makes sense, because we know he's not loyal to Gongsun Zan, because he's disloyal. We're bandits and renegades. Loyalty isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's not. It does increase his penalty from desire for higher office, which is a gamey thing, but again... Ooh... Nobody seems to be backing the send him as a counter-spy. So now I'm in a bit of a predicament. Do I go against what everybody else is saying? Am I allowed to do that? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Final thoughts. We just found out some guy has sent him to spy on us. Yeah, but we hired him knowing that he was probably a spy, Ryan. Not having another Jujun. Exactly, David. Disloyal would make him another Jujun. We'd have to lavish him with titles and stuff to keep him satisfied. Whereas if we just send him back to Gongsun Zan, he's Gongsun Zan's problem, and he feeds us information. Yeah, no, I'm going to send him as a counter-spy. Him refusing to spy on us would trigger his boss's red flag, Ryan. It would, unless he was sent back with, they figured out I was a spy, so I had to fucking bail. Which is how it usually works. So he was trying to do one of the activities. That's why he got caught. He was trying to do a spy activity. Living in harmony. Even the most defiant general loves the back and forth of a good argument. Perhaps that is how these two, defiant and standoffish to the last, became friends? They test, rebel against and fight each other, but still return for drinks and laughter. There are many complicated, unknowable routes to friendship. The relationship deepens between Jingpei and Taishutze. Alright, so Jingpei is now an undercover character, which I think means, yeah, he's our active spy, so he is now back with Gongsun Zan. What have you missed, David? Not a massive amount. We've taken she/her. Zhongzhang is here. She's on her way to join the front. Liu Biao and Liu Dai were called into the war against us by Gongsun Zan. Liu Biao has 2 armies down here next to the Yellow River, which we've just spotted, which is a smidge of a concern. And might actually mean Zhongzhang needs to turn around and head south instead. And then in the north, Lu Zheng's army, which you will probably be surrogating command for, David, because Sarah's lurking, she's not really here. Your army and Shun Yu's force are approaching Yanmen. That's pretty much all you've missed. Hasn't been a lot. I do want to look at characters though, because we've now lost the one that we were going to put into the army. Mei Chung. Yeah, he fights for somebody we're at war with as well. Or did for a very brief period of time. Which means there's a fairly high chance he'd be a spy as well. I highly doubt that Chang Diao is a spy for Jia Long, because we don't even know where Jia Long is. So we could potentially recruit Chang Diao and put him in Zhongzhang's army. But I also think that we need to start moving Zhongzhang south. I don't know if we can actually afford to recruit a replacement retinue, at least not in time. So I think for the time being, Yin Li gets a stay of execution because we need to move Zhongzhang south. We do have an assignment slot available. Cal's kinda back on phone watching while doing chores. No worries, Cal. Alright, this is getting precarious. I wonder if we could convince Liu Biao to just not fight us. If we said quick deal peace, Gongsun Zan would. Liu Biao's a maybe, which means we could probably convince him. I'm going to try. Wow, that's expensive. He's very poor in food, though. What if we gave you, like, 10 food for 2 years? That's not worth as much as I was hoping. No, not 104. Damn it. I just want to see if it's possible to convince him to make peace. What if we made a payment of 1,000? Nah. Your assignment is currently still ongoing, Cal. Okay, so apparently he's a maybe, but I feel like he's not really a maybe. Okay. Alright. David and Doomsday and Ryan. What is the plan here? Are you guys just going to attack Yanmen together, or? Because I believe you can do it this turn. If we switched Shunyu back to normal movement, yeah, he'd be able to get within reinforcement range. How does it size up against us? The enemy army is a full army. Well, unit-wise, some of it's not fully replenished. Your army is pretty much fully replenished, so that's 1 for 1. Their garrison is a full retinue and a third half retinue, and Shunyu's force is 2 retinues. So, in essence, we outnumber them by about half a retinue, but they only have 3 officers, 2 of whom are strategists. The other one is not to be scoffed at, but he's not powerful. And you have... Well, actually, you don't... Oh, you've got Gan Ning, who is amazingly powerful. I'll support, but I'd recommend setting up an ambush. There's not really... You can't ambush. You're already in ambush, and they're not coming out, because they know they won't win. So, you'd be hard-pressed to find a way to do that. And every turn that you waste trying to get them into an ambush is another turn that a second army could turn up, and at that point you'll be in trouble. So if you want to recommend that, you can try, but it's more time not attacking the lumberyard. I would suggest we press the attack, surround and force them into an open battle where they lose their towers. Let's go for it. Ambushing won't work while they are replenishing. Alright, well, in that case, I need Shunyu's approval that he's going to move into reinforcement range, because that's got to happen before the battle starts. And then Lu Zhong's forces can initiate the attack. More me getting out of ambush and Lu Zhong getting into ambush, so they think they will win. That would work a lot better, but again, there's no guarantee that they would take the bait. You might just spend a turn waiting for them, and then what do you do? Do you wait another turn? Do you wait until they take the bait? Like, I think David and Ryan are both pro, let's just attack them. And this is where the sponsor and officer bit comes in, because if Shunyu refuses to move into reinforcement range, there's not a lot that Lu Zhong can do. So while you guys debate what you're actually going to do, I'm going to do the sponsor and officer spiel again for everybody else. Anybody who's watching this VOD after the fact, all you've got to do is turn up on VOD day, turn up on stream day. If you're lurking, you feel free to do this at any time. We are using sponsor and officer, which basically means you choose one of the officers in the faction and you select their skills when they level up. You choose what their career is going to be like. Are they going to be a military officer or a civil officer? You get to influence, spread your influence through the faction, try and decide what units you get, what moves your army makes, what buildings you're going to build, and chip in on faction decisions when I'm not really sure what I want to do. That's all available for subs, followers, and currently viewers, so you don't even need to be a follower. You just need to be in the chat and take an available officer. If we do this, I'd recommend not charging them and just maintaining siege for a couple turns. So right now, our two generals here in the north, for those of you I just gave that spiel to, are debating how they're going to do this, how they're going to approach this battle. Which is what I'm waiting on, is to see what they're going to do. Because it's up to them, because they are the generals. Well, one of them's technically a captain acting general, but that's different. Have you guys made a decision? Surround and wait at least a turn. Okay, that I'm gonna take that as consent for Shun Yu to move into reinforcement range, because it sounds like that's what you're agreeing to, but I prefer being told more bluntly. Okay, so you are going to starve them out. Excellent, right. Zhongzhang has moved. Why can't we upgrade that? Because we need to be a small regional city to do it. Which is quite far away. Okay, so what do we need in order to upgrade to that? 4,000. Alright, we're going to end the turn there. Liu Bei will give us 855 copper for a wooden fish. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I mean, it's gonna be a yes. It's a wooden fish. I don't care. And they have come out. They didn't want to be besieged. Apparently they have 5,400 men and we have 3,700. They're night battling, so Shun Yu's reinforcements are not included. So nobody asked me during any scouting reports whether or not the enemy could do this. Turns out they can. I didn't know, I didn't hold it from you guys, but really it should have been considered. So now Lu Zhong needs to make it, well, Song Chen needs to make a decision. He can retreat. It is an option. I mean, I don't know if it's anything to do with you being late, David, because nobody asked. I didn't know. And it's not my army, so I'm not going to do detailed scouting. I'm going to scout what you guys ask me to scout. Retreat will come back next turn. Shun Yu would recommend taking the battle, but David has already said retreat. So I'm going to retreat. Yeah, but it's defensive against a lot more troops than he's got. So Lu Zhong's going to retreat, and the enemy's not going to do anything. So that's a bonus. Oh wow, Liu Biao's got a lot of forces. Jing Pei has been dispatched back to Gongsun-Zan. Taisha Ningying. Interesting. I don't think she's any relation to Taisha Tse, but... Alright. So those forces are still down there. Chung Zhang's going to continue moving south towards them. But she's going to send word back to Tai Yuan to upgrade to a city. We are being given a warning about Taisha Tse because Taisha Tse has leveled up. I don't know if Cao is here to choose his skill or not. Cao, give us a shout if you're around. Garning's satisfaction's dropping, but Cao is here. Okay, Cao. You've leveled up, Taisha Tse. 43-year-old level 5 legendary sentinel of exceptional dexterity. You are creative, intimidating, honourable, defiant and one-eyed. And you have 5 level up options. Understanding, intensity, bravery, patience or quickfire. Exceptional dexterity, he can put his legs behind his head. Oh dear. What are the perks of patience? +8 resolve, plus 25% chance of capturing enemy officers post-battle when you're present, and increases the rate of wall and settlement damage during sieges if you're the general. Go for patience. Taisha Tse has gained patience. Right. What are we doing up here, guys? Song Chen and Shun Yu. What's the plan? Full send it. I want them dead. We may need to commit to the assault. He can just keep night attacking us otherwise. What's Shun Yu's traits again? Shun Yu's traits are brilliant, distinguished, tranquil, dutiful, understanding and bright. It sounds to me like David and Ryan are both committing to the assault here, which would be a simple case of Lu Jung attacking. David, are we attacking? Fairly sure. Yeah, Gongsun Zan is inferior compared to us, as best as we know. Liu Bei is the strongest in the land. Cao Cao is second. Lady Wu is third. Liu Biao is fifth. Kong Rong is sixth. So we must be the fourth strongest in the land. And Gongsun Zan is ninth. Buck 'em up. I'll support this assault, but consider it a debt repaid to Song Chen. Wow. Okay, Lu Jung is going to push forward. Okay, David. All in all, you have 5,700 men. They have 5,700 men. If you chose to fight a night battle, your reinforcements wouldn't be able to get there, so that's out. If you delegate, you will get a guaranteed win. It'll be a Pyrrhic victory. You'll take medium casualties, they'll take high. If you try to starve them out, they'll probably just night attack you again. After this battle, would it be wise to hard march down to support Zhongjiang or aid in the continued conquest? That's a decision for you guys, I think. So, what do you want to do, David? You want to fight the battle, delegate the battle, starve them out, demand surrender? I highly doubt that they would. They usually don't on the first turn, but you never know. Does he have any traits? No, well, we don't know what they are. Only medium losses we can delegate to save time. Okay. We gain some cash. Got some infamy and captured Zhuo Zi Hangba. He is the administrator of Youbei Ping. He's 27. He's energetic, pacifist, concerned and maimed. Interestingly enough, despite being an administrator, he would join us. He's level 4 as well, champion, at 27 years old. I mean, this is almost entirely down to, well, Sarah if she was here, but David, Tyler if he was here, Doomsday and Ryan. Shun Yu is saying ransom him, or, well, release him for 500 income. $500 copper, not income. It's not permanent. Be a one-turn thing. Shun Yu's saying ransom. What do Gan Ning and Song Qian think? Song Qian thinks ransom as well. Well, the two commanders have both said ransom, so I guess we're ransoming him. And what are we doing with the lumberyard? I leave the decision of politics to others. Normal occupy from Shun Yu. occupy from Songqian.
对此加以利用吧。
The captured scholar. One of the assets seized from the enemy appears to be a scholar. They can read, write, and have the unenviable ability to relentlessly assault your guards' ears with long, tedious odes to leaves. They are brought shortly before meeting with an unfortunate accident, no doubt. Okay. So we can recruit a scholar. We can ransom them, we can release them, or make them right. I'm going to weigh in on this one, but I'm also going to let you guys have your say first, especially those of you that were in the battle, because technically you are the ones that have found this scholar, even though the decision looks like it's a Zhongjiang decision. But I'm interested to see what the guys who found the scholar think. So again, same people as with the previous couple decisions. If you're not one of those people, feel free to also put your opinion in. I will look at it. I will take it into account. It will just be weighed less than the people who are directly influencing it. Cal says hire them. Always good to have scholars. Doomsday and David are saying make them right. David said we hired the last one. We did. I don't know if make them right is really a great option myself. I'm tempted to hire them, because it's an officer that you don't have to pay any upfront money for. Although we have got 3 strategists. Okay. You know what? I'm going to hire them. You looked around at your bandits and decided intellectual insight was sorely lacking, and so hired the scholar then and there. The scholar's name is Wang Jian. He's 18. He's deceitful, kind-hearted, and beautiful. Oh, I think I made a good decision here. We don't need another feather wafter right now. You guys are taking something, you're all failing to take something into account when you're saying, look at our terrible income. Look at all of this land that we're basically going to take, almost uncontested, which all yields money every time we take a settlement and beat an army. All of which will also increase the income as it comes in. I think we've made a good decision. Handang Yingping and Huang Xiang both killed in battle against us. We've gained a robe of the Omen Maker. So he's a vain bastard. No, vain is a trait all of its own, Cal. The fact that he's beautiful isn't... That's not him that thinks he's beautiful, it's everyone else. Turning heads wherever they go, the heavens have gifted this one with stunning looks. He's not arrogant and he's not vain, so he doesn't see it. It's just everybody else that does. Assuming we don't have to run down and save the other front. Robe sounds nice. It does. I mean, technically speaking, we got that robe after this battle, so... You know, you guys can do what you want with it. Lu Zhong already wears a robe of the Omen Maker. So, Shun Yu, who is currently wearing a tunic of divination, could quite easily lay claim to that robe of the Omen Maker that he just found in Yanmen Lumberyard. Just saying. Tell you what. Do 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 do. I'd call that a good claim. I'm assuming that means a yes. So Shun Yu is going to claim the robe of the Omen Maker that was looted from Yanmen Lumberyard. There we go. And Yo He Funfu. If you wanted to, Doomsday, you just were wearing a tunic of divination. So if there's anyone in the faction that you would like to send your old tunic to, let me know. Obviously it has to be a strategist because of the clothing item that it is, but that's the way I want that to work. If we get loot, because that's essentially what that is, right? We gain the ancillary after a battle, it's loot. If you want to claim loot in a battle that you just participated in, on the turn that it's found, that's fine. And if you want to send your old stuff to somebody else, that's also fine. But only immediately. Like, because I can't afford, there's no way to keep track. If you turn up like 5 turns, 10 turns, 30 turns down the line and say, oh yeah, I want to send my old robes to so-and-so. It's like, I don't know what your old robes were 30 turns ago. The new guy as a gift of gratitude. That's what I thought you might say. So we will definitely do that. We will give Wang Jian a tunic of divination, which is given to him by Shun Yu. And you can do that with anything, guys. Weapons, horses, like anything that's not unique armor. Like Gan Ning can't do it with his armor because it's his armor. It can't be given to anyone else. But you can do that with anything. I claim all the loot because I'm a pirate. Well, there was only one bit of loot found and Shun Yu claimed it. And I'm not allowing anyone to stockpile loot. It's basically, can you have it on your person or not? Like, if you can't, then you're not getting it. Because there's no way to keep individual track of who's got what. It would just add unnecessary complexity. Right. Shun Yu, you still have full move left. Although your retinue, your force is looking a bit battered. Just so you're aware, if you want to make any moves this turn, you still have movement. And actually, we could send Wang Jian on an assignment. He can do bandit patrols or stimulate markets. Commerce, silk and spice. We could send him to Yanmen. March to Zhongshan livestock. Okay. Shun Yu is going to march to Zhongshan livestock farm. And I think that's all we can afford to do. I'm not, like, I don't mind if people factor in travel time between making decisions and stuff, but for me it's going to be basically instant. Mostly because the turns are a whole season, which is like 3 months. And it's probably possible to get most of the way across China in 3 months. So what I'm going to do is say that Wang Jian was found by you guys, sent to Zhongjiang with Shun Yu's old robes on. She's then hired him, but then immediately sent him back to Yanmen, or at least to the settlement of Yanmen, to stimulate markets. I think he'd be better at stimulating markets. It's a good job, Cal, because that's what he's doing. Need to upgrade Taiyuan City ASAP. Taiyuan City's being upgraded. It's 4 turns before it's complete. End the turn. Kong Rong would give us 791 copper if we gave him the Book of Songs in order to get a military access deal. That's an interesting deal. I could go either way on this. He's giving us money, which we need. I'm not super attached to the Book of Songs. I don't personally care whether he can walk through our land, and we don't need to walk through his. So that's more of an incidental. For me, it's a case of, is the Book of Songs worth basically 800 copper? Apparently not according to Doomsday. Can go die. I would accept he likes us a bit. Better to keep it that way. That's the Chancellor Song Chen. He's not worth the time he uses to send this offer. Shun Yu not very happy with Kong Rong. Anybody else got an opinion? Even those of you who don't have sponsored characters, feel free to chip in if you're lurking. And remember, if you've got something lengthy to say but you're worried I might move on, do 3 dots and then send that and then start typing your message. I will wait once I see the 3 dots. Gonna give it about 10 more seconds to see if anybody's saying anything or I get any 3 dots, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna accept at the minute. That's my intention, because we need the money more than anything else. Nobody else chipping in, so we're going to accept. Liu Biao. His armies are at Hedong. Ooh. Sorry, Cal, I only just saw the 3 dots. So Dongzhuo has finally died. In spring 210, which is 16 years after he dies historically, and about 20 years after he usually dies in the game. Yes, he did die of old age by the looks of it. Chat delay is too long. There's no deliberate chat delay as far as I'm aware, guys, but there definitely seems to be a delay before I get the chat. So if you do have something lengthy to say, it's best to get the 3 dots out immediately. Which, when I say something lengthy, if it's anything more than a yes or a no, then do the 3 dots and be on the safe side. I think Jingpei... Wow. Jingpei was recruited. He's been made a general and the administrator of Dai Commandery. So, Jingpei is the administrator of the commandery that's in front of us. Oh boy. Now, wow. He's currently got no, like, cover, because he's only just returned, so they're essentially not that trusting of him. So he can't afford to do any of these yet. What we could try and do... No, he needs to stay, like, in cover for a little bit longer. How's your army looking, Doomsday? This unit still needs a turn before it's back at all. This means it's basically not included right now. If you went to battle, that wouldn't turn up. It wouldn't be there at all. Gan Ning needs 3 more turns. Shun Yu needs 5. 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3. Basically, it looks like your retinue needs a year to fully sort itself out. Doomsday, your army. Better news, Gongsun-zan is even weaker now. Zhongjiang has gained the Fraternal trait. And we've gained a Jade Snake Ancillary. Right. For his role in defending Yanmen, Shun Yu's title is going to be increased to a Senior Orator. And he is going to be sent the Discourses of the States. Who else had a role in that defense? Taishet Tse also had a role in that defense. His title is going to be increased from Intendant to Senior Intendant. And he is going to be sent a Foreman because of the work that he's done previously with construction. And a Jade Snake. Lu Jung also had a role in it as well. So she's going to be promoted from, title-wise, from Senior Orator to Records Secretary. Song Chen is going to be promoted to Chief Inspector. And will be sent an Overseer as well. Whoops. Lu Jung is also going to be sent an Overseer. And then Ju Jun is already a General Commander because of his horrific everything. So we can't actually afford to promote him to anything higher. So instead we will send him a nicer spear. I was planning to do that for a while, but we didn't have very much money when I wanted to do it, so basically anybody involved in stopping Gongsun-zan taking Yanmen has been rewarded for that act. Right. Lu Jung's army needs the better part of a year to fully replenish as well. Step just into sight range Zhongshan town. What do you mean, Doomsday? I'm not sure what you're actually saying. Right, Garning's not doing particularly well. Zhongjiang. Let's assess. She can't do night battles. How long do assignments last, Cal? They last different periods depending on the assignment. Your one is another 8 turns before it's finished. He wants to scoot forward a bit to see if there is an army there. Oh, you mean for the Zhongshan town, not the livestock farm. Okay. There is nobody in the town. It has a garrison of 4 units. Could be somebody just on the other side of the town at the minute, but there's nobody in the town. I do not believe Zhongzhang is going to be able to defend Hedong. It only has a 4-unit retinue, or garrison rather. Keep going to the border. Okie doke. There you go, you're on the border. You can't attack in a forced march anyway, Doomsday. So there'd be no point in switching to it, because all it does is mean that you don't replenish. No matter what you're going to do at this point, the best thing for you to do is spend an extra turn on our side of the border to get an extra turn of replenishment. I am going to have Zhongzhang encamp at the top of that pass. There's nothing we can do about Hedong. Lissa! Welcome to the stream, Lissa. How's your Monday going? Right. I need final orders for Shun Yu's army, and I need orders for Lu Zheng's army. Shun Yu's going to sit there. Okay. You don't have enough movement to encamp, so you'll just have to stay in normal stance. I'm going to pick a reform while we're waiting for Lu Zheng's final orders. Income from commerce, less building upkeep, construction cost, military infrastructure, less corruption. To be honest, that wouldn't be terrible. Because we have got like 4% corruption in Taiyuan, so that would completely eliminate that. I'm going to pick coin minting. Coins reveal the world in which they are made, traded by men and minted by kings. What is Lu Zheng's strength against Dai? Oh, I think because Jing Pei is the administrator of Dai, we can see basically all of Dai Commandery. Because there's no way that we can see this from any of our guys. Dai City is a single retinue garrison, David. And there is no enemy forces in Dai Commandery. And we can also see around him because he's been raised in an army in Yojo. In fact, he's commanding the army in Yojo. That is always my favourite welcome ever. Good! Holy shit, this like spy is useful as hell. We can basically see almost the entirety of Gongsun-Zan's land. Yeah, Dai is a single garrison, a single retinue garrison to David. And there's no enemy forces in Dai. At all. The whole commandery. Move to our border against Dai. Okay. Bing! Right. That looks like all we can do for the turn, and it is spring. So we will pop a save. Excelente. And we will proceed. Gongsun-Zan will sign peace with us for 7,100 copper. What do we say? I'm going to dig out a celebration while you guys are typing your answers up. Oh, a Milky Way one. That'll do. No peace, only blood. Suck a dick. I feel like you're not going to get very far with this crowd, Gongsun-Zan. How have I fucked that up? I've managed to... Wow. If only you guys could see how much I have failed to open this celebration. This is just not good. No peace, death to the traitor. Dylan! thank you for the follow. Welcome to the doghouse, buddy. About time I find you when you're online. I mean, I'm online the same time as you most of the time. Or some of the time, anyway. Welcome to the stream, mate. Oh my god, I've literally, like... I cannot tell you enough how much I have cocked up opening this fucking suite. I'm gonna need to use my teeth. Hang on a second. Mr. Joke, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the doghouse as well, buddy. Appreciate you. Right, Gongsun Zan's clearly getting told where to shove it, so... Get good. I know, Alyssa, right? I can't even do this. Well, we knew that was going to happen. There's not really a lot we can do about it, so we're just going to delegate and let them have it. I hate that it keeps the camera angle where it was at when it zoomed down. He was going to pay us 7,100 Cal, but he has already broken like 4 previous peace agreements. And we did say last time that we weren't going to accept any more. I was just curious to see what everybody said. Well, that has to be a world record. It just took me about feckin' 5 minutes to open this suite. Wasn't worth it. Liu Bei and Cao Cao just went to war. That's a big one. Yeah, we know. Song Chen and Zhu Jun have become rivals. Whilst on military campaign together, I found our mutual differences to be aggravating. Can someone go to work for me? I'm not feeling it today. No. Income went to shit. Don't worry about it. Hard pass. Guys, welcome to the stream. We've got a lot of new people in. We've got quite a big audience right now by the looks of things. There must be quite a few lurkers. Welcome, welcome to the lurkers as well. Sima Yi is in the recruitment pool. Fucking hell. Right. I'm going to give you guys a rundown. Shun Yu, you know where you're at. Lu Zhong, you know where you're at. You guys can be making your cases for your next orders. We have got Liu Biao's forces in Hedong, which are not your problem. Liu Biao's also got a force here at Hernay, which is just south of Ye. So you guys start making your cases for the lurkers and anybody who's just joined. We are doing sponsor and officer in this campaign. It is a roleplay campaign. I'm trying to play by the traits of the faction leader. And you guys, as subs, followers, and even viewers at this point, can all get in on the action. Many of our characters are currently being sponsored by somebody either in the chat right now or somebody who's been in the chat previously and is not here today. Basically, when you sponsor an officer, you get to choose their traits every time, or their skills every time they level up. You get to try and influence their career. So do you want them to be a military officer or a civil officer? You get to flex their muscles and try and expand their personal power. So is there a building you want built somewhere? Well, if it's close to where your character is, you can probably make a case for having that building built if we've got the money. And you can also fuck each other over, which there's been a smidge of stuff in that kind of category going on. We have had previously Shun Yu, sponsored by Doomsday, was granted an administratorship, but he was granted a one that nobody wanted. Because Song Chen and Lu Zhong, played by David and Sarah, wanted him out of the capital so he could stop fucking around with things. So yes, if you want to do that, feel free to do that. If you're sitting here thinking, Tom, I'd love to do that, but I don't know what the fuck's going on in this campaign. This is day 6. You are correct. !Discord will get you an invite to my Discord. And if you check out #campaign so far, there's a little written summary of every episode that usually goes up the day after we played it. So yeah, you can do that. Can we sell Zhu Jun to a passing circus? Maybe? About damn time Zhu Jun has been the biggest bitch in the army. No more recruits. Yeah, I know. Push on to the town from Shun Yu. Okay, Shun Yu's going to push on. And you can reach Zhongshan in one move. So Shun Yu's making his attack as instructed by Doomsday. Doomsday, you have 1,500 men, they have 960. If you delegated, you would take low casualties. You can starve them out as well, of course. They have 4 units. Lissa says me. I don't know what that means, but I haven't ignored it, Lissa, if you want to clarify what you mean. I feel like maybe you were saying you wanted to sponsor an officer. Doomsday says delegate. Then we delegate. 47 copper from the town. What do you want to do with the town, Doomsday? Have no idea what is going on here, me. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Backup Chancellor? That's not one of the options. What do you want to do with the town? You can check out the summary though, Lissa, at some point. I'll have to look into this game some more. I know David was telling me about it. I think it was David anyway. It probably was, because David loves this. I think I convinced David to buy this game by playing this campaign. Occupy normal. Occupy, okay. Commandery secured, Zhongshan. Yeah, there shouldn't have been any damage because you didn't siege it. David, I need to know what Lu Zheng's orders are for summer of 210 AD. Zhongjiang is going to hold her position for the time being and see what Liu Biao's forces do in the south. Push me in to die. Okay. So you've got a settlement battle, which means it has got walls. There's a single retinue. You could attack the city now. No, you can't, because you've got no siege equipment. So you have to construct siege equipment. I usually do 1 battering ram and then just a bunch of tunnels. If you want to do different, let me know. But I just mean it works for me every time. So Sarah, push, push, push. So it doesn't look like you get a choice on turn 1, David. We just have to continue the siege. And just give me a quick second here, guys. I just want to do something. I want to do this on stream, so to say. There we go. That one. That one. Oh! I don't know at what point I unlocked an extra 45 VIP slots, but apparently I have VIP slots. But that's not what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is making David a moderator. So I now have 4 mods, although one of them hasn't been in my stream for fucking ages. Who else we got kicking about in chat right now? You know what? I'm going to hand out some VIPs while we're here, on stream. Doomsday, VIP. Who else we got kicking about? No, that's not what I wanted to do. That is. Ryan, do you have a number? No, you don't. You just Clofix. Ryan, VIP. Why is that not working? Because I'm an idiot. Cal, VIP. feel like that's the ones that I wanted to do. Dylan, I'm sure you will get VIP at some point, but you only just got here, so you can be a normal follower for a bit. Right, let's crack on. I think we've done all the moves we can do for this turn, so we're going to end that turn. Liu Biao will sign peace with us if we give him a brown thoroughbred, an iron snake, a clay axe. Oh, and we have to trade him 2 pieces of territory. That's not happening. How long have you been a mod, Lissa? Like, since almost day 1? He's getting rejected. Okay, so he's making a push now. Oh! Liu Biao has called Huang Zhu into the war with us. Well, Huang Zhu's down there anyway, so that's not a big deal. Shu Rao has gained the Tranquil trait. Excellent. That to me looks like you've made a terrible mistake. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, Wang Lan Lan was captured. 34 years old. She was the one that owned that one province thing to our west as well. She apparently now fights for Liu Biao. We'll release her. We'll take replenishment. Execute. No, we're not executing her. Yin Li has actually leveled up to level 4. Ryan, I don't know if you want to see if you can get hold of Ril. He seems to level up every single stream. Ma Xiujin was killed in battle. Huangfu Minju was killed in battle. 200 was not worth it. Killing them for no real reason wasn't worth it either. Oof. She's got some rate move on her. And we withdraw back to our side for the time being. Right, I need orders for Shun Yu and I need orders for Lu Zhong. So is this a multiplayer game or just single, Dylan? I mean, it's multiplayer the way we're playing it, but that's not the way it's intended to be played. It is also multiplayer in terms of actual multiplayer. You can play, I believe, up to 8-player battles. So when you see the real-time battles, you can do that up to 8 players. Campaign you can do with 2 players. So you can do a 2-person campaign. I'd love to do a joint campaign with somebody at some point. But, you know, I don't know if that would be a stream thing or not. But I actually really enjoy doing these roleplay campaigns as well. Take die. Where are the enemy armies, Doomsday? Which enemy armies? We know about Jingpei in Youzhou Iron Mine over here for Gongsun Zan. We know about... Apparently there's a Yellow Turban army at Hernay, but that probably won't bother us. And we know about Lady Tsai at Hedong. The other army from Liu Biao that was down here was just defeated by Zhong Zhang. And we lost one around about here, but it could have gone south again. Be so game if your PC runs it, Ryan. I'd love to do. Like, it's definitely a different experience playing a campaign with another person. But I'm not going to stop doing these roleplay campaigns, because I fucking love them. They're amazing. It's so much fun. David said take die. Thought he had. You would take medium casualties if you did it now, David. Switching to a night battle wouldn't particularly help. Although I suppose we might as well make it a night battle, because they'll still lose some morale. You only have a battering ram, so at this point, if you were planning on fighting the battle, I would recommend that you continue sieging. If you wanted to delegate, that's up to you. But fighting the battle when all you've got is a single battering ram, probably not gonna... well, it could go wrong very quickly. Sarah says Defo Siege, and she is the general, so Defo Siege. Right. I need Shun Yu's orders as well. And Ryan, I don't know if you heard me say that Yin Li's leveled up again. If you want to try and get in touch with him for his skills, otherwise we'll just leave it until he can pick. Where's Shun Yu? Shun Yu wants to know if Zhongzhang wants help. I don't think Zhongzhang needs help. Like, we just got rid of that second army, so now it's basically one army against one army. If that's the way the odds stay, I'm quite comfortable. If they bring a second army up, yeah, then it'll be an issue, but one against one, I'm not too worried. Especially given that one of ours is Zhongzhang, and they have two strategists. I don't know exactly when, but there is a video premiering tomorrow about it. About what? Did I miss something? Didn't reply to the messages earlier, so shrug. Okay. Doomsday, we need to know what you want Shun Yu's army to do. Sit and replenish another turn. Okay. Just bring numbers to bear. Right, cool. So that looks like it's the end of this turn. Tai Yuan is having some issues. Alright, end of the turn. They're talking about university coming to Sims. That's fine. That makes sense. There's Liu Biao's army. Han Sui, military access, but he wants us to trade him some ancillaries for it. I don't really care about having access to his land, so I'm just going to say no, because I don't want to give him a nice tunic and a horse. Wei signed a peace treaty with Kongrong. Liu Dai invited Zhang Yang to their coalition. A friend in need. Truly dependable friends are rare gifts and should never be taken for granted. Your comrade, upon seeing you injured in battle, risks his own life to rescue you. They drag you through the hellish battle to safety. You vow never to forget this kindness. Zhongzhang was apparently saved by Yin Li. Yin Li, who is now 50. Gonna go into lurk mode for a bit again, Sarah. No problem. We definitely do not want to be in march mode because we want to replenish. No, Doomsday. Sarah's going back into lurk mode. All right. I'm gonna encamp Zhongjong actually. Oh yes, the air's gone again. Right, I need Shun Yu and Lu Zhong orders. So I think that's going to be you, David, because Sarah's lurking again. And we've got about an hour of the stream left, guys. We're making some good progress here. I'm liking it. Liu Biao's missing army turned up. It's down here. So they could cross the river there at that crossing and go for Ye, but I don't know if they will. Chiang Rui Xiu, Fu Xin, and Wu Lan Fang. Gotta go accounting quiz time. No problem, Lisa. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hope the accounting quiz goes well. March towards the horse pasture. Horse pasture. Die horse pastures? How's the siege, David? Let's have a look. Would still be medium casualties at this point. Up to you. The state that it's in right now, for me, there's no reason you should ever click the start battle button on this, because chances are whatever it's whatever the delegate gives you, I'm not going to do any better against towers with no siege equipment, like with no trebuchets and stuff. So it's really just a question of when you want to delegate. Continue siege. Fair enough. Shun Yu. We've got Liu Biao's army down here on the Yellow River. Potentially a threat to Ye. Or you can march towards Dai horse pastures. It's up to you. That's a proper concern. Alright, Zhongjong is actually still in Taiyuan commandery, so she's going to order the construction of a Confucian shrine in Taiyuan, which will stabilize its public order problems. Go towards Ye. Okay. Shun Yu is going to head south towards Ye. And that's definitely all we can do for this turn, so... Apparently we're at war with Zhang Yang. I think that might have just happened, because I don't recall being at war with him. Liu Bei vassalized Liu Yao. That's not relevant. Kong Rong signed a peace treaty with Liu Yao. Gongsun Zan requested Zhang Yang to join their war. Okay, so Zhang Yang... Is that actually Zhang Yang himself? It is. Zhang Yang, along with Sui Gu and Jia Tsong, are outside Ye. It's not a particularly strong army, it's one retinue basically. Liu Biao's army has actually sailed east along the river a little bit. David, thank you so much for the host, buddy. Appreciate that. Cal, I'm also in Ye. You are, but I don't think characters on assignment count towards defense. Could be wrong, but I don't know. You don't show up as part of the garrison, so I think it wouldn't matter. got to head out and get ready for work. See you later, Dylan. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much for the follow, buddy. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the doghouse again. Right. Zhongjong is largely... Although it's winter, so it's probably not worth crossing the border. Which apparently that counts as being across. There we go. Stay there. Right. Can I force march into Yer? I think you would almost definitely make it. Yeah, you can. You wouldn't be able to advance into Yer. I hate that this is called normal. That should be march, and that should be force march. You can't march into Yer, but you can force march into Yer. You are indeed there, Cal. I apologise. I assumed that you were saying you'd be there as a defender. Do it. Fair enough. Shun Yu is going to force march down to Yer to prevent Zhongyang from stealing it. Which apparently was one of the missions that we had a long time ago from Songchen, was to move somebody to Yer. So we've just got 5 turns of satisfaction, plus 5 for sentinels, and plus 10% income from industry. And Songchen's satisfaction has increased by plus 10 for 2 years. Which now means we can invoke the council again and see what else he gives us. Construct a building from the settlement administration chain. Okay. Right, Shunyu's moved, Zhongjang has moved, so now we're just looking at Lu Zhong. I'm assuming David's going to want to see. It's still medium casualties, David. Does that change if we change it to night? No. Finish off the siege, delegate then, okay? So, are we delegating, David? Yup. Cool. Delegate. 123 copper, 3 infamy. What are we doing with the city, David? Garning pens a letter to the Bandit Queen, highlighting his recent service to her cause and requesting a higher position in office in return. He still looks unhappy. Loot and occupy. Excellent. Garning. Oh yeah, he's really fucking unhappy. Holy crap. Jingpei, that's his that's Jingpei's satisfaction in Gongsun Zan's faction. He's at a 9. Garning is at an 8 with us. He's currently a senior officer. I'm gonna spend 2,000, I think. No, we'll just spend 800 to make him a patrol commander in title for the time being, in response to his letter. Good job, Ryan, looking out for your character's satisfaction level. Right. I'm going to hold Zhongjang for a bit longer and get some extra replenishment. So I need orders for... Wait, did we not end the turn? I guess we didn't. Oh no, we only just took Dai. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Alright, in that case we're going to end the turn. What are you doing? Liu Biao's army on the river is going west. Han Sui has declared war against us. Han Sui, of course, to the west. I just booted my extension. Wei signed a peace treaty with Lady Wu. Ma Tung has been, well, has died and been succeeded by Ma Zun. Han Sui has declared war on us. So Han Sui has these 4 bits of red territory here. We don't know who's in this middle bit. Could be him, could be somebody else. But our western front is definitely expanding. We've gained a stone monkey ancillary. And Jing Pei, our spy's army, is en route towards the west. With a full force. Zhongyang is just outside of Ye with not even a full retinue when you consider that 2 of his units aren't even fully replenished. Lu Zhong is going to stay and die and replenish. Okido. I need Shun Yu's orders. And Zhongjiang is actually going to move. Okay, she's in Hedong. Can we check Gongsun Zan's strength? Yes, we can. Yuan Tan is 4th. Lady Wu is 3rd. Liu Biao is 5th. Han Sui is 7th. So we're probably 6th between Liu Biao and Han Sui. Gongsun Zan is 11th. But it 100% looks to me by his borders there that he owns these next 2 settlements because the Golden Line does not come along here. So he must own those 2, which means he most likely owns that one as well. Doesn't look like he owns that one because there's that Golden Line. So he's got a substantial amount of territory, and I reckon he's only got that 1 army. I think it's just because he's got that full army, David. So I don't have Shun Yu's orders. I do have Lu Zhong's orders, and Zhongjiang has done hers. So we just need to know what Shun Yu's plan is. We've stabilized Tai Yuan's public order problems, which is good. That increases our trade influence. We're currently only trading with Liu Bei. Don't do what? Kill the nearby army, Shun Yu. Okay. They are encamped. Oh, they've withdrawn. I think you can still catch them. Don't do the upgrade. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we are losing a lot of income right now. Do you want to try and catch them, Doomsday? We've seen that. We've seen that. Continue forth. Excellent, you've caught them. There's 800 of them, you have 2200 men. What do you want to do? Neither of their two fighting guys. Delegate, okay. Zhongyang's army defeated. His two subordinates were killed. And I think Zhongyang was captured? Maybe not. What do you want to do with the captured troops? Doomsday? Well, 538 income from ransoming them, plus 8 military supplies from seizing their supplies. Ransom. And confirmed by the captain as well. The warrior! One of our enemy captives put up a fearsome resistance, wounding 3 of our best and killing another before we restrained them. How should we deal with them? Well, interested to see what Gan Ning and Shun Yu think, since it's their army that have just captured this guy. It's not one of the actual officers, it's basically like a soldier. It's a soldier that's really tough. Doomsday's saying hire them. What does Gan Ning think? Gan Ning thinks we can't afford it, but Shun Yu said hire. We're going to hire them. It is rare that such ferocity is twinned with skill, so you offered the warrior a handsome sum to join your cause. The warrior we gained was Huang Chuan. He's a level 1 22-year-old vanguard who is ascetic, friendly and indecisive. It's fine, guys. We don't worry too much about income. Sui Gu and Jia Tsong were killed in battle. Shun Yu, you still have some movement left. You are currently trespassing in territory that we shouldn't be in. And it looks like Wang Jian has leveled up. Has he leveled up? He has leveled up. Excellent. Wang Jian, 19, deceitful, kind-hearted and beautiful. Deceitful, kind-hearted and beautiful. I'm going to give him judgment, because you can't really deceive somebody if you don't know how they are going to go, basically. Do not let emotion cloud your acuity. Start heading back to Ye. Do you want to head back at a march or at a forced march? Because marching looks like it would keep you on the neutral side of the border, whereas forced march would get you back to Ye. Cal agrees with judgment. Cool. We have a reform to pick actually as well. Forced march from Shun Yu, cool. Yep. Get him into Ye and select a reform. Income from commerce, less building upkeep. Satisfaction for vanguards. I'm trying to look beyond the ones that we can currently get, because the ones we can currently get aren't really anything special. They're not anything we need super much. So I'm trying to see sort of... Actually, that 10% replenishment's not a bad one. So we'll grab Forced Conscription, which gives minus 25% construction cost on military infrastructure, which we don't super need, but you may wish to serve your village, but first you must serve your ruler. Shun Yu would like to take Wang Jian as his apprentice. Do you mean you would like to recruit him into the army as a lieutenant? Or just that you want to, like, be trying to build up bonds with him? Either way, you can't recruit this turn because of the forced march, so I'm just going to do a save. And we will continue on. Jingpei is now at Dai Horse Pastures. Do I have to keep both you Featherwaters safe? Kong Rong is willing to pay us 3,200 copper for a trade agreement worth 466 copper per turn. David's screaming take at me. I don't see any reason we wouldn't take this, but I'll let everyone get their opinions in. Carl's screaming money. Ryan says accept. Doomsday even says accept. We will accept. Take it now or I quit. More thinking of grooming a Shun Yu replacement. Well, Shun Yu is 47 and Wang Jian is 19. You can try to influence Wang Jian, like you can stay playing and sponsoring Shun Yu and just like try and give Wang Jian like gifts and stuff like that if you want. But obviously somebody could grab Wang Jian. I'm going to roleplay Wang Jian anyway, so you know, it's not a guarantee. You can do it that way, or you can switch now, because you can switch whenever you want. So you could start playing as Wang Jian instead, but then you no longer have Shun Yu, so it's up to you. We getting money, money, money? We are. Right. Hedong is a large town, so it's got 4 units. They've got a lot of spears, but fortunately we have very little cavalry. Zhongjiang is going to press forward. Apparently we would lose on an auto-resolve. That's really interesting. That probably means they're going to attack us next turn. But we're going to starve them out for the time being. I need orders for Shun Yu and orders for Lu Zhong. Lu Zhong's situation is that Jingpei is at Dai Horse Pastures with a full army and can reach the town of Dai in one move. Lu Zhong's army is still very much not fully replenished. Doomsday sticking Shun Yu. Okie doke, that's fine. Do you know what your next move's going to be, Doomsday? How's the garrison, Sarah? At Dai. Probably not great because it's still damaged. It's 4 units that are not fully replenished. They're about half strength by the looks of it. Start marching up to support the air. Okay. Shun Yu's on his way north. I think the only ones we're waiting on are Lu Zhong's army orders. Husbando, what are your thoughts? Should we stay and fight or do a tactical retreat? I wonder if we can use him to do anything. Oh, Jingpei is no longer an administrator because we took his seat, I guess. I'm going to attempt to have Jingpei poison his own army's supplies. Although before that, I'm going to take a look at who Gongsun Zan's got in his faction, because I forgot we could see that. So he's got 5 officers in armies. No, he might only have 3. These 2 are administrators, so they might be on that list just for that. Gongsun Zan himself, Tian Kai, and these 2 are all at court. No, he has actually got 3 armies. One of them is pretty weak with 500 men. One of them has 2,700 with what looks like a captain or a mercenary. Oh, this says he's got 2 armies. I don't know quite how that works. Okay. I am going to have him try to poison his own army. Something in the water. Under cover of darkness, your spy's agent sets about lacing the army's fresh water supplies, but is startled by members of the Night Watch. They demand answers. Your undercover network has other members present within the army. With a word, they can see to it that the meddlers are added to this night's casualties, which would cost us an extra 11 cover points. Well, let's commit. One of our spies has succeeded in sabotaging this faction's army by poisoning their provisions, thereby diminishing their combat strength. So, didn't do a massive amount of damage, but it's definitely hurt their units. We're standing our ground. Oof. Okay. That's a tough decision. Right, everybody else has moved. Who have we got back at home? I mean, Taishitsu is sponsored by Cao. Wang Jian is in Yanmen, isn't he? Okay, never mind. Alright, that's going to be the end of that turn, I think. Gongsun Zan is offering peace for 1100 copper. David says, nope. Noopy noop. No peace, only blood. I feel like you've backed yourself into a corner you can never get out of, Gongsun-san. Wang Jian is in my administrator area. He is, Doomsday. That's where his assignment is. We're going to reject this peace offer, which probably means he's going to attack Dai. Yep, I can see the army moving. Oh, they didn't quite go all the way, though. Wow, these guys are feckin' powerful. They've got a lot of shielded units in this army as well. Mind you, so do we. I'm gonna withdraw.
快撤！
I didn't like the odds, David. If they'd have had less shielded units, I'd have probably fought, because our archers would do a lot of damage. But against so many shields, the archers are going to do very little. Lu Jung has gained the philanthropic trait. Interesting. Alright,
坚持不懈，正在行进。
I'm going to
安
drop
营扎寨，
Zhongzhong into an encamped stance on the other side of that river for a little bit. Shunyu, I need your next orders. I'm assuming that it's going to be to continue north. Lu Jung, Jing Pei's army is just outside of Dai. They are close enough that the garrison would help. Really? But their army's pretty good. They've got 2 units of trebuchets. Oh yeah, we do get +2 public order faction wide from philanthropic. Interesting. Apparently Lu Jung gets on with Tong Chen from her own army and Jing Pei from the enemy army, our spy, but doesn't get on with Zhu Jun or Guan Ping. Has the garrison healed up? Shun Yu says continue north, so we'll do that now. The garrison is... No, it doesn't even seem like it's done anything. It's still 130. They've got 2 units of trebs, 2 units of crossbows which have longer range than archers, 2 units of archer militia, 7 units of G militia that don't have shields, 2 units of unshielded shock cav, 3 units of shielded melee infantry, none of whom are militia. There's Gen Sword Guard and Saber infantry. Guan Ping doesn't seem particularly powerful himself, neither is Jing Pei. Although, saying that... Oh no, Zhu Jun does quite a lot of AP damage now because we gave him that better spear, didn't we? Can I drop an archer for a trebuchet? I mean, in theory, yes. Guessing you're going to want to drop one of the 2 level 3 archer militias. And yeah, you can swap them for a trebuchet. Trebuchet often reduce movement range. I think they do. Even though they're apparently quicker than crossbowmen, which makes no sense. I don't know how that works. Let's wait for our reinforcements and let the enemy decide whether they wish to face us on our terms or run off again. Okay, so Lu Zheng's gonna remain inside Dai. You could say it's do or die. No? Okay. Maybe but a Treb would allow more flexibility in battle. I mean, it's your army and your retinue that has the archers, Doomsday, so... It's your call, Doomsday, if you want to swap an archer militia for a trebuchet. We can afford to do it. Doesn't matter, I'll hold off on the trebuchet. Okay. Okie do. I think everybody has moved. So that'll be the end of the turn. Liu Bei will pay us 980 copper for a stone monkey if Zhongzhang marries Liu Zhou, who I'm assuming is one of Liu Bei's children because he's 18 and he's called Liu. I mean, they don't like each other, and it's not a lot of money, so no. Well, Jingpei has attacked Dai. Apparently, if we delegated, we'd win. We outnumber them by 900 men. Map is... Okay, map is a settlement with some interesting looking canal things in it. What the hell? What is this? Okay. We would win on a delegate, but at a pretty hefty price apparently. I'm assuming we have towers included in the settlement, but they have trebuchets. Actually, let's check how many of their archers have got fire arrows. None of them. But their trebuchets do have fire projectiles, so... Could I fight it better, David? I'm honestly like... I'm on that kind of teetering where I could fight it better, but I also need to get the right breaks. So in essence, the way that I would try to fight this is I would have our shock cav ride out and try and destroy the enemy trebuchets before they manage to burn down the towers. Then let the towers do most of the damage, backed up by the archers, with the infantry holding the enemy in place. But if their positioning means that the cavalry can't get to the trebuchets and the cavalry gets killed by the crossbowmen or the enemy archers or the enemy cav or the abundance of G militia, then we just have to essentially let their trebuchets attack us and burn almost everything. We lose most of the towers. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Cav could be used to knock the Trebs down, but it depends whether they get through or not. If they don't get through, the Delegate would probably be a better result than what I would get. If the Cav gets through, then I could probably get the better result. Sarah is also telling me to keep in mind the time, which she's absolutely right. But I don't know. We also haven't had a battle on the battle map in this stream. Leaning towards Delegate because of the time. To be honest, I'm leaning towards Delegate as well for a couple of reasons. Number one, we win, which fighting the battle isn't guaranteed. Number two, it saves time on the stream. And number three, it's going to mean that Jinpei's army is defeated, and then we've also got Shun Yu's retinue arriving from the south. So it's not like Lu Zhong needs to win this battle with minimal casualties in order to move forward. As long as she smashes them, Shun Yu can clean them up and then continue the offensive while Lu Zhong replenishes. Peter Theo 355, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Cal saying Delegate. David saying Delegate. Sarah, I'm going to give you let you say again which one you want because it's your army. But you did say Delegate previously, or you said you attempted to. And just while Sarah gets that final choice in, guys, we will be ending the stream shortly, but we should be doing another one of these Three Kingdoms roleplay streams on Wednesday with Sponsor and Officer in effect, where you can sponsor any officer that's not already sponsored. You choose their skills when they level up, guide their career, whether you want them to be military or civil, whether you want them to be like an administrator or a governor or a general or just a mighty warrior or even just somebody who sits at court and never helps. Completely up to you if they're your sponsored officer. And all you need to do, it's available to subs, followers and viewers at this time. You don't even need to be a follower. If you want to do !Discord for an invite to the Discord where you can check the hashtag campaign so far, chat for a summary of previous episodes, written summary, or you can check me out on YouTube where all of these VODs get put after we have played them. Thank you, David. I'm not seeing Sarah. I wonder if she's maybe gone AFK again, so we'll just do Delegate since that seems to be the majority decision. Well, it was definitely bloody. We gained a sickle ancillary and something else. We have captured troops, David and or Sarah if Sarah's there. What do you want to do with them? I feel like it's kind of an obvious decision, but David's saying replenish. I don't think Sarah's here. Oh, she is. Replenish. Okay. Cool. Liu Bei has confederated Liu Biao. Are we still at war with... No, so we're now not at war with Liu Biao because he's disappeared, but unfortunately Liu Bei now owns Hedong, so we can't get that back. The Duchy of Shuhan confederated Liu Biao. Spy returning, Jinpei. Okay. So basically because his satisfaction hit 0 in Gongsun Zan's faction, Jinpei has left Gongsun Zan's faction, but because he's our spy, he's coming back to us. A bitter feud. According to rumours, it would seem that 2 of your officers are taking a rivalry to heart. The 2 are seen arguing over who has slain the most enemies. The discussion becomes heated and they eventually have to be physically separated. The relationship deteriorates greatly between Zhu Jun and Song Qian. Alright, let's see what we got. We gained an iron sickle, an overseer and a bodyguard. I'm gonna assume the bodyguard was also taken as a result of that battle, because we definitely saw that these two were. It's possible he wasn't, but that does mean Lu Jung, who's leveled up, we'll get to that in a second. Song Chen and Ju Jun, if you guys want to claim any of this loot for yourselves, you can, because it was taken in the battle that you just fought. Let's see what else we've got. Song Chen has gained the lame trait. Oh dear. I think as a result of that battle, David, you may have lost a leg or something? I don't know how lame works. You have less instinct and less speed. What does the bodyguard do? The bodyguard gives +4 instinct, +4 resolve, and +10 melee evasion for your retinue. Which, actually, given that you just became lame, which also removes 4 instinct and lowers your speed, it might be an idea for you to get a bodyguard. Yeah, I'll take the bodyguard. That is going to replace your overseer, which is completely up to you. And as before, if you're replacing loot you already have, on the turn you lose this overseer, you can choose where to send him if you want. But after this turn, you can't go, oh yeah, that guy that I had before, can you send him to so-and-so? No. But this turn, you can tell me where you would like to send him if you want. So if you're approving it, we will replace your overseer with a bodyguard. Might be an idea to retire, you mangled wreck of a man. You are 45, Song Chen. Are we definitely replacing your overseer with a bodyguard, David? I'll take the bodyguard and send the overseer to Gan Ning if he wants it. I think Gan Ning may have a follower himself. No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll swap your overseer for a bodyguard. And if Gan Ning wishes to accept Song Qian's overseer, sorry, not bodyguard, then he can choose to accept him into his service. You'll take him, okay. That only works because we have surplus of them. The one that David actually kicked out is still, like, won't be available till next turn. But when you've got surplus equipment, it works quite nicely. Take it nobody else wants any of the other stuff. Lu Jung has gained a rank. Sarah, are you there? Am I available for stuff and things yet? I don't think so. No, you are still on assignment, Cal. Oh, you're back at court next turn, Cal. You actually finished your assignment this turn, but it takes 1 turn to get back to court. Honey, are you around? Right, we can't take her dong, so I am going to have Zhongjiang move towards Zhang Yang's land. Try and take that farmland off him. Doesn't look like it should be too hard. Sorry, what's happening? You leveled up. Do you want to pick your skill? So you are a 46-year-old strategist, level 6 legendary character with a rogue background, currently the records secretary, committed, competitive, resourceful and philanthropic, and you have 4 level up options: patience, stifling deluge, perception or judgment. Slowly mouse over them, okay? Patience. Stifling Deluge. Perception. And Judgment. I think I know which one she's going to pick. Yep, that's the one I thought. Judgment it is. Alright. We've done that. The OBR's disappeared. People in the recruitment pool. Taishitsu is coming home, so is Jinpei. Song Chen and Ju Jun are not getting on, and Song Chen has gained the lame trait as well. So who have we got? We've got 45-year-old Taishitsu, 27-year-old Jinpei. How old is she? 39. You know, since Zhang Yang only has... Well, actually, we might as well finish him off first and then do it. I'm seriously at the point where I want to retire Yin Li and put somebody else in Zhang Jiang's army. Because he's 51 and Ril's not around very much. Feels like we're doing a disservice to people. Right, I need orders for Lu Zhong's force and Shun Yu's force. We might just be able to get to spring, like 2 turns if we're quick about it. What's the garrison like down here? Whoa, 2 full retinues. Lu Zhong and Shun Yu continue marching north, says Shun Yu. Can actually get quite far. Okay, and Lu Zhong. Replenishing die. Okie doke. Well, that looks like all we can do for this turn. Although... Yeah, I think Zhang Jiang's going to order the construction of an industrial tool depot in Taiyuan as she's passing by it. And that will be the end of Autumn 211. Jinpei is running back to Dai horse pastures, and Yuan Tan has invited us to a coalition if we give him a bunch of ancillaries. I don't really think you're anything special, Yuan Tan, so I'm gonna say no as well, which is what David wants us to do. What's the population max of Taiyuan and its current pop? I'll have a look. Yuan Tan gets told no. Alright, first things first, oh yeah. Taiyuan's max pop is 2 million, it's currently at 1.8 million. but it is dropping by 9,000 per turn right now due to its low public order.
欲成大事，万不能手下留情。稍事休息。
Gonna move Zhongjiang to the border with Zhongyang. We've gained a stone statue of Confucius. Lu Zhong and Shun Yu have become friends. Whilst serving together in office, I found this one to be most agreeable. Song Chen and Shun Yu have become friends for the same reason. And Zhongzhong and Yin Li have become oathsworn. Whilst on military campaign together, I found our mutual affinity to be advantageous. So you guys all just became friends because you're all on the council. And apparently Zhongzhong does not harmonise with Lu Zhong or Song Chen anymore. But everybody else on the leadership council, like in this area, likes each other. Or at the very least doesn't dislike each other. You're now friends with Song Chen and Lu Zhong, Doomsday. Something doesn't feel right. I mean, it's right here. You're also friends with Taisha Tse, apparently. There you go. All friends. So I need orders for Lu Zhong, who is in that condition, still not fully replenished. Shun Yu, who's almost fully replenished. I think I've moved Zhongzhang. Can I hit the Dai horse pastures? I doubt you can reach those. No, you can't reach them, but you could get close. Our border ends here, and it's winter. My advice, such as it is, would be that there's no point crossing the border in winter, because you're just going to lose a load of supplies at the start of your push against the horse pastures. Sarah is replenishing. Okay. We should invite Taisha Tse to our retinue. Sit on the border. Yeah, that's what I would do as well, Doomsday. So you're still getting an extra turn of replenishment. You're not losing a bunch of military supplies. Wang Lei appears to have taken over Jingpei's army. Of course, because Jingpei's left, hasn't he? So they're legging it. Jingpei is now back in our court. Right. That looks like everything we can get done. Actually, can we move out just enough to form camp? What, you mean like literally just outside the city? I mean, you can camp there if you want. You could also move down to this crossing on the border if you want, or move down to where Shun Yu is. Towards Dai. Dai the town is behind you. Dai the horse pasture is in the east. We'll add Taisha to our army in the future. He would make an excellent infantry leader. Towards the horses. Yeah, you would have 52% movement if we moved you down to that bridge crossing, which is enough to form a camp. You need 50% movement. So do you want me to move to the border and the river and then encamp? I think that's what you want me to do. David says yup. And you two seem to understand each other, so I'm just gonna do it. There we go. Right. That's going to be the end of winter. It's time that Taishutsu gets a retinue. It definitely is. Where the hell is he going? Wei wants to form a coalition, but we have to pay out the wazoo for it, so no. Yuntan vassalized the Duchy of Shu Han. What? Brilliant versus incompetent. Once again, your harmonious afternoon is disturbed by the clamour of disagreement. This is impossible! One cries. I cannot work with this idiot. Bring me a monkey that would at least be entertaining. You are an oaf as well as rude, snaps the second. You only know I am a fool because you are a fool too. Their argument rages on. So Shun Yu and Song Chen. Unga Bunga Nani. Imotech Trazian, welcome to the stream, buddy. Chukong shovels from beyond the grave. Well, I mean, she doesn't like Song Chen anyway, and I think Brilliant makes more sense, so we're going to side with Shun Yu. You fired the incompetent oaf with a dismissive gesture. Anything that impedes harmony is chaos and therefore unwanted. Okay. We're going to have Zhongzhong attack here. We are going to delegate because the Pyrrhic makes no difference because she's probably not going to fight another battle anytime soon. So we're just going to smash it. We've captured Cai Mao, who is 52. I mean, I feel like he's getting released. I don't want to execute him just for armor. I don't like doing that, and there's no real roleplay reason to execute him. Huang Shao coughs from the yellow sky. Oh, Imotech knows his yellow turbans. David's saying release. I mean, I think it's a release too, and it's Zhongzhang's decision because it's her victory, so Cai Mao gets to walk. We will occupy. That has destroyed Zhang Yang's faction. And we've gained a law enforcer. That seems like an odd pick for a bandit. Shu Rao has gained a rank. Or at least it said she did. Did I read that wrong? Oh wait, been awarded new ranks? Did she just get herself promoted title-wise? I'm confused. Execute all who join. That is not how we do things. Alright. So I need to know what Lu Zhong and Shun Yu's orders are going to be. But I'm also looking at Zhongzhang's situation, and I'm pitching retiring Yin Li, guys. Can Lu Zhong's army reach the dumbass legging it the wrong way? Maybe? No, I don't think you could start a battle with him that way, but he can't go anywhere up there. That's the edge of the map, and he can't cross that river. So if you did move this way round, you'd pretty much have him trapped. Just don't think you could attack him this turn. Shunyu will march towards Yojo. What, are you ignoring the horse pastures? You know what, I'm going to take a second while you guys decide what you're doing to see who the oldest characters we have are. Sort by faction. Yin Li is our oldest, Shunyu is second oldest, Lu Zhong third, Taishitsu fourth, Song Chen joint fourth, Jujun fifth. I think a lot of you guys should be looking at retiring in the next few years. Did we enlist Taishitsu? Not yet. I vassalized He Yi and Gongdu, then annexed both. The peasant is my emperor, and I'm on the border for both other emperors, Dongzhuo and Sun Ce, and the previously third emperor, Zhang Yan. Nice, Imhotep. Good job, man. Dong is being an oily blob by inviting literally everyone to his coalition. He's Dongzhuo. What do you expect? Yep, straight past the pastures. Okay. Are you advancing cautiously across here, Shunyu, or are you just beelining to the edge of your movement? And I still need to know what Lu Zhong's plans are too. I'm wondering if Sarah's lurking again, in which case, David, it might be your decision. Cautiously. Okay. So let's move you to here on the road first. Well, that actually tells us that there's nobody in Yojo's city. So it doesn't look like there's anybody nearby, but visibility is limited. What do you want to do, Shunyu? David votes go after the dumbass, and I think Sarah's gone, so David's vote is going to count as orders. This thing seems to think you could get him. We'll see. I don't know if you will or not. Oh, you did? Okay. I'm guessing this is going to be a delegate, because it's 3,600 against 400. Only original characters left from the start that are safe from execution for a while are Sun Ce and the Dong. David says delegate. Oh, good stab. That guy's dead. Guan Ping. He gained an ancillary and captured Wang Lei, who is apparently rivals with Zhong Zhang, Yin Li and Song Chen. Oh dear. Dare I ask what happens with Wang Lei, the 34-year-old administrator of Liaoxi? Oh, Cal says execute, but interestingly enough, David says release, and Lu Zhong says execute. Oh dear. Well, Lu Zhong's the general, and Cal's supporting the execution call, so I think he loses his head. What are we doing with the 82 captured troops? And of your husband, Sarah. David's saying replenish. Cal is saying supplies. Anybody else? Any Lu Zhongs? replenish. Okie doke.
吾等需要精兵良将。
Killed in battle, Gwen Ping. Stone statue of Confucius, by the way, was as a result of the execution, and I think the foreman is from the battle, so if anybody, Sarah or David, or Tyler if he's about, if you want to claim one of those two, feel free this turn. Song Chen and Wang Lei became rivals in the battle, and then Wang Lei lost his head, as frequently happens to people who become Song Chen's rivals. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Shun Yu Doomsday said keep going forward. So I'm going to move you towards the road. Shun Yu. Oh shit! Gongsun Zan's there with a full army. And a lot of movement. I don't think you've got enough movement to get away even in a forced march. You don't. Might be time to abandon Shun Yu to his fate. Hey, if you want to recall your retinue, you can't, because you're in enemy territory. Oh dear. Gongsun Zan, Feng Shi, and Gongsun Mi. Was kinda expecting this, not surprised. I mean, you were the one who decided to walk all the way out there. You know, you could have taken the horse pastures, which admittedly wouldn't have kept you too safe, but, you know, you're the general. You have to bear the responsibility. Right. I'm going to pick a reform, but the only other thing that, before we end the stream, that I want to get people's opinion on is I would like to retire, like, Yin Li. He's sponsored by Rill, so it's not as straight up just he's an NPC, so he gets retired, right? He's 51 years old, the character, not Rill. The player who sponsored him doesn't really turn up to streams, which is a factor, but not the main reason. Like, I'm not retiring him because Rill isn't in streams. I'm retiring him, or I want to, because he's over 50. And he's not going to become the general of this army because Zheng Zhang's in it. And I kind of want to put one of these 4 dudes in the army instead and let them start doing some stuff. Well, no, Cal, we'll put him on assignments and stuff, but I mean retire him as in retire him from the army. Like, he stops being a military officer and starts being a civil one. Like, doing assignments and stuff. Skylark 1953, welcome to the stream. How's your Monday going? Can I claim Lerbu or a yellow turban, Imhotep? Well, you can't claim a yellow turban because non-yellow turban factions can't recruit yellow turbans. So there's no way you could. And you can't claim Lerbu because we haven't got him. If we did have him, you could. And if you want to, I guess, like, keep coming around and see if we end up with him. When he appears, you can certainly have him if we recruit him. But I don't have him, so you can't sponsor somebody I don't have. Shun Yu's just going to stand there and wait. Scott. Is that Skylark? Skylark's name Scott. Who am I able to sponsor with my vast amount of Kong Rong? Available characters at present are Shu Rao, Wang Jian, Huang Chuan, and Jing Pei. I believe they're the only 4 that are not currently sponsored by someone. I'm happy to look through them if you wish. Never mind. Okay. David's retiring him from the army. Ryan says retire from army. Did you level up? No. Yours is warning us about relatively low satisfaction. If it's purple, they've probably leveled up. Alright. It seems that the consensus is that we retire
参见大
Yin
人。
Li, so I'm going to retire him whilst the opportunity is present, which is going to promote Shu Rao to captain at 32 years old, and also means that Zhong Zhang needs a replacement officer. Wow, Taishet Tse does not like either of them. None of our officers like them. That's very interesting. I mean, that doesn't have to be the only factor, but... you don't like Zhong Zhang or Shu Rao, who are in the army, Cal? We're looking at replacing Yin Li. We just retired Yin Li from the army. But nobody harmonizes with the people that are in the army. Summer Fang does, but we'd have to recruit him, and he's 62, so I don't really want to. Why does Zhong Zhang get on with basically no one? Jesus Christ. She does not harmonize with basically anyone, so harmonizing is out of the question. That's not relevant. Like I said, Ryan, you can't recall your retinue because you're in enemy territory. Otherwise, I'd be perfectly happy for you to do that, but you can't. Didn't she like Taishet Tse earlier? She might have done, but as characters gain different traits, Cal, some of them like change the harmony and stuff. Shunyu, I gave him Green Dragon Crescent Blade in my Yellow Turban army. Imotech, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. Welcome to the doghouse. Funny how I used to be the asshole who got along with no one. Now it's Zhong Zhang's turn. You made this bed doesn't mean I'm going to lie in it if I don't have to. But you do have to. However, who are we going to recruit into Zhong Zhang's army? We can't actually recruit Wang Jian because he's on an assignment. Well, Cal, if you're kicking about, David's saying recruit Jing Pei. As Taishet Tse, Cal, if you want to put yourself forward, you can. Sarah's maybe wanting Taishet Tse. Taishet Tse is the oldest of the four. He's 45, which means in 5 years I'll be looking to either give him his own army or have him retire from military service as well. The others are all in their 20s, with the oldest being Jing Pei, who's 27. You'll still raise a retinue, Cal? Well, I mean, you've got options, Cal. You can either join Zhong Zhang's army. There's also a spot in Shun Yu's army, although you can't join them this turn because they're about to die in enemy territory. And you can always raise your own raise literally your own army. But right now we're looking at who is going to become Zhong Zhang's new lieutenant. There's a few people saying Jing Pei. Yeah, wait a minute. Let me check whether she's actually... Let me double check her friendships and stuff. Not the harmony, the actual friendship. She does have a positive acquaintance with Taishet Tse, which she doesn't have with anyone else. So you know what? I'm not forcing this, Cal. I'm asking you as Taishet Tse's sponsor. Zhong Zhang is asking Taishet Tse to join her army as a lieutenant. It's up to you. Do you accept the Bandit Queen as your general, or do you refuse? If she's asking, I'll join her. Okay. Taishutsu is gonna join the Bandit Queen. And I'm actually going to make Taishutsu immediately promoted to captain, because he's got higher level and genuinely more experience than Shu Rao, so, and he's older than her. So we're actually going to bump him to the captain and keep Shu Rao as lieutenant, which is where she was before Yin Li retired. And that, I think, is going to be the end of the stream. It's actually later than I thought it was going to be. So here's the overview, guys. We've lost Hedong, but we've gained territory in the east and reclaimed some territory in the east. With the exception of Shun Yu, who has walked himself into oblivion, we pretty much have Gongsun Zan on the ropes. So we're probably going to grab a lot of this territory in the northeast. We have got opponents in the west with Han Sui and Ma Teng, which is probably where Zhong Zhang's going to go next. There are powerful factions all over here, with Kong Rong being there, and there. Shu Han being there, and there, and there. And then Yuan Tan being pretty much all along the Yellow River on both sides, and then leading into Wei, who are pretty strong as well. So mopping up in the west, probably a decent idea, but we might have some big wars in the east and along the Yellow River pretty soon. David has one last question. Go ahead, David. Yeah, Cow, you are older than the Bandit Queen by about 6 years, I think. She's 39, you're 45. What happened with the Duchy of Shu Han that one turn? Which turn? What do you mean? Do you mean the turn where they confederated Liu Biao, who we were at war with, that had Hedong before? Because it wasn't Liu Bei that we were fighting, and it wasn't Liu Bei that took it off us. Yeah, okay, so Liu Biao had Hedong, right, which is a different guy. Shu Han confederated Liu Biao's faction, which basically means all of their land, territory and officers joined Shu Han instead, which meant that they got this. Fortunately, their diplomatic situation doesn't transfer, so the war that we were in was cancelled, and we're at peace with Shu Han. But that means that we can't take Shu Han's territory, which includes Hedong, which is the one that Liu Biao took off us. Does that make sense? Cool. Right. We're in an interesting position. Shun Yu and Gan Ning's fate hangs by a thread. Gongsun Zan is pretty much beaten, but still not out. Our enemies in the middle are pacified. Our options for expansion in the west are now open for Zhongzhang to seize. And, you know, on top of that, we've got Taishutsu in a permanent military position. We've got 3 youngsters clawing at wanting positions as well. And we've got big enemies on the borders that we may need to deal with at some point. Oldest officer is 53 and serving in an army. Yeah, I know a lot of people just keep playing, like, they have officers that fight and they just keep them going until they die of old age. I like to cycle them out, unless it's an emergency. Just because it gives the younger ones chances to get experience and gain levels. But yeah, the next stream, guys, is going to be Total War Wednesday, this week, 7 to 8 PM GMT BST, my time, for, again, 2 to 3 hours, as normal. But that will be the last stream before I go to Florida. I'm not doing Thursday's stream this week. Saturday and Sunday are probably off. I fly to Florida on Monday, and I'm there for 2 weeks. So this Wednesday's Total War Wednesday, which will be day 7 of Zhongjang, will be our last stream for about 3 weeks. And then hopefully when we get back from Florida, I'll jump straight back in and we'll start smashing out some extra days. 90% be there. Carl's going to be there. David hopes to not be late. Excellent, excellent. You have a mod that stops death by old age, Imatech? Yeah, I don't like using those. I get why people do. Ooh, we need to pick a reform before we finish. Pretty sure I'm just going to grab this. Less mustering turns and starting rank for peasant recruits. And unlocks peasant raiders. Probably not a good unit. Convict drafts. Appropriate. The slave is at the whim of the master. If they say they shall fight, then they shall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be where we end today's stream. I will have a quick look to see if there's anywhere we can raid. Which... yeah, we're going to do a raid, guys. We are going to do a raid. Shut up, me. Right. Raid. We're going to raid Legend of Total War, who is currently playing a Crone Hellebron Total War Warhammer 2 campaign on Legendary. I'm also glad to see the internet held up, Ryan. If you're going to come along for the raid, guys, all I ask is that you stay for 2 to 5 minutes at your own discretion, just so we don't all pile in and pile out. Legend has 112 viewers right now, so, you know, hopefully if we can bring most of who's viewing here, we'll add about 9% to his viewer count, which would be really nice. I'm sure you know who he is. He's got loads of YouTube videos. He's a fantastic Total War player. He's currently the only one that I follow that is playing any Total Wars. So yeah, I'm gonna raid Legend of Total War. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, I hope, for day 7. !Discord for an invite to the Discord if you want one. And for the time being, it's gonna be War Dog out.